At that moment, I felt that everything is dead, dark. I couldn't see anything for I don't know how long it was. Everything, but then all of a sudden I realized my physical death did not finish me. I'm still alive. Only thing my body is not there, but everything my body could do, I could still do. I could still think. I could still analyze. I could I could do everything my body did, but my physical body was not there. So that really brought this question that my life was not over with my physical death. There's another life after that. At that moment, when I was thinking, I saw a bright light appeared before me. And that light was so bright, and when it was coming near me, I knew that light has superior authority. I have to obey that light. Nobody had to tell me. And then when the light came near me, I could see my dead body on the hospital bed that I just came out. The light took over me. It's like more or less like engulfed me with its radiance. And the light was so bright, I could not see anything. Everything else disappeared except the light that was in front of me. The light took me. I call this light a divine light because it was taking me someplace, but wherever it's taking me, I knew it meant good for me. So during the transition, I fell in love with the divine light, okay? Because its purpose was to protect me from any harm or any wrongdoing. Together, we traveled for quite some time, and during this transition, all I could feel once in a while that we're going through some dark tunnels, and then at the end of the journey, the light stopped. When the light stopped, I had to stop. Then, when I looked in front of me, saw the light was actually shining on top of a huge compound. That compound was so beautiful, marvelous, and I could see everything even better than what I can see normally in this world. Because once we're out there, our vision is unlimited. What I mean by that, I could see from one end to the other end without any obstruction in between. I could see everything what's going on the other side. And I could also zoom in like a powerful camera can do. But in this life, we cannot do that. Okay? And then once the light stopped on that beautiful compound, and as soon as I saw that compound, I see there's many, many mansions in that. Beautiful. It's all surrounded by high walls. Okay? And then I counted there were 12 gates all around, and that none of the gates were open for me. I desperately wanted to go inside, but I could not go inside. I was just outside of the gate. And then I also saw many, many angels there. Many. And those angels, they were actually their mission is to protect the territory of this beautiful compound. And when I saw the angels, then I realized I'm looking at the kingdom of heaven. And I desperately wanted to get inside. But I could not get inside because none of the gates were open for me. And I was very sad. And I was standing on a huge platform. That platform would be about 1,000 feet long, would be about 250 feet wide. And I was on the extreme left end of this platform. My immediate immediate reaction was, it seems like on a very high ground. How come this platform doesn't have any railing? What if I fall down? Where am I going to fall? So I looked on my left and I looked down below. Where I would fall would be enormous depth, and that was deep dungeon, dark world. There was no light there, and the place that I would fall was a burning lake of fire. That's where I was going to fall from that platform. That made me very sad because I desperately wanted to go in front into that compound, but I can't because all gates are closed. Only option I have is to dive down on my left into the deep dungeon dark world. And that wall down there is all abyss. You know what I mean by abyss? Once I fall down, I cannot climb up. That will be the end of it. And I was there. I want to go forward, but I can't. I cannot go back where I came from because that's a no no. Once we leave this world, we got a one way ticket with no return. Only option I have is to fall on my left. At that moment, I was very sad and I sincerely wished I had an alternative. At that moment, I was looking on that platform. I looked towards the center of the platform, like I mentioned, 2,000 feet long, 200, right around the center of it. I see there is a three steps, like an altar, and on the third step, I saw there is a huge throne, and that on that throne, it looks like somebody was sitting there. So when I looked up, lo and behold, that's where I saw the Lord Almighty, Lord Jesus Christ. At that time, I did not know that He was Lord Jesus Christ, but I knew He was the Almighty. Nobody need to introduce Him to me because I knew He was the Lord of everything. He was Lord of all. And then when I looked at His face only once, but I could not look at Him second time because shame and guilt took over me because up until then I've committed so many sins, and every sin that I committed was flashed before my eyes, and I was looking down below. I could not look at his face, I was looking at his feet, and I kept repeating the same thing over and over. Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I committed so many wrongdoings in my life. Please forgive me. I was begging for his mercy. I was looking at his feet and I was shaking because I knew that would be the last day of my life. I had no other choice but to dive into that lake of fire.